Hi. How you doing today? Just catching up on some reading. Yeah. How are you doing this evening? Good? Hey, sit down over there. Oh, right there on the other side of. A lot of space here. I'm just taking some notes. But you're in luck. As you know, I am an author. But sometimes it's good to read some books other than what you've written. A lot of famous authors out there like myself. Did you know that writing more than 100 pages would be considered a novel? Yeah, I wrote one story. I have it published already. It's called Emotional Despair. I have another book in the works, Forbidden Love. It might be a different title, but that's what I wrote that last year. I wrote several stories, short fictional stories. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a man of many talents. But you know, sometimes it's good to read a story that you've written. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. Well, actually, this evening. Oh, my. People don't read anymore. People go online and look at electronic books. But sometimes reading is very good because books have been around for many, many years. Your books on Braille, the blind, they read by line. They like different imprints on the pages. Today you have voice to text, where the computer can dictate the book to you. Sometimes it's called Audible. I'm not promoting anybody. I'm just letting you know. Or voice to text engines that use natural voices. Got some good books right here. But hey, I promise you, I'm gonna read you a book that I wrote. I have it in paperback. It's called The Girl on the Mysterious. The Girl Who Lived on the Mysterious Island. The Girl Who Lived on the Mysterious Island. Fictional short stories by author Albert Ashton. Let's see. It's 3/21. So that's 2 years ago I wrote this. Are you ready? Gather around, all of you who want to listen to this. Here we go. I will tell you a story you would never believe. It started after the Civil War ended in 1865, when I heard about a mysterious island that was not inhabited. The old soldier told me that his dad told him about an island where no one ever heard of before, and yet it's not on any known maps. So he kept on telling me there was a lot of animals there. You can hunt for food and build a cabin if you had wanted to. He did not know if any such place to live there was ever built. Yeah, so he didn't know of any houses or any cabins or anything there because he'd never been there himself. But his dad told. His dad told him how to get to the island by boat. It was not easy to get there. It was off the coast of South Carolina, but strange enough said, the island appeared and disappears as legend tells. So it's an island that stays hidden. It's off the Bermuda Triangle area. Well, kind of close to it on that side. Yeah. So it keeps disappearing and reappearing. Anyway, the old soldier was killed off in the war, and I had remembered where to take the rowboat and get to this island. Yeah. It was southeast by northeast, then southeast, turn where you see an alleged rock formation in the ocean. Low tide, it would appear. By this time, I was out in the ocean looking for this island. Found myself way off course. The winds were picking up, and I had a little sail on the boat I had made from old sheets. Well, the sail, he made the sail from old sheets. And he was on a little boat I had brought with me to sleep on. Yeah. So the sheets that he made for the sail was the same sheets he was going to sleep on. Mm-hmm. Before I knew it, the night fall on me, and I have been out on sea for several days now. I'm running out of food and water. The next day came, and I found myself approaching a landmass. Was it the island the old soldier told me about? I could not tell. The compass was spinning around and came in 360. Oh, okay, so the compass was spinning like a 360 degree. Mm-hmm. Constantly spinning around. I could not make heads or tail of that. He was confused. He didn't know what was happening. I proceeded to make to the island before nightfall. He tried his best. My watch was not working either, and after I had winded up at the clock, it would not even work either. So the compass didn't work, and his watch wasn't working. I am almost at the island shore. I can see it clearly now. I was lucky the waves are bringing in the boat for me. I was so worn out and no food in my stomach for days now and then. He was hungry. I have made it. Lord, thank you so much for getting me on this island. I hope it was the one they had spoken about. He wasn't too sure if he was on the right island. I'm seeing a clearing on the other side of the coconut trees. I'm going to set up camp there tonight and make a fire. I will do a little fishing as well, so I can cook me a good meal for tonight. And see, he'll get some food in his stomach. I can also drink some coconut water as to drink too. Smart move. Eat the jelly in the coconut as extra treat. His dessert. Now on a full stomach, I can head off to bed. I had a good fire going, so I'm okay there. Night was peaceful at best. By dawn, I could see a waterfall nearby. I hope the water is drinkable. I made a dash to the falls and got there. It was pure and as a given sun. I've taken off my clothes and I did some skinny dipping, kind of took a bath. I had some fun doing so. At this point, I could hear some animals in the surroundings. I had to make some sort of weapon to hunt. I wanted something besides fish and coconut. Now I got some fresh water to drink and soon to have some game to eat. He's talking about meat. By this time tomorrow, I could start looking for a place to build me a cabin. I do not see any horses yet, nor did I see anything else wild that I can hunt for. It has been a couple of weeks now, and the cabin is built. Got some wood for the fireplaces as well. The fall is not that far, so I can get some fresh water to drink and the storing containers I had brought with me on the boat. Smart move. Night has fallen on me. Once again, I got the fire going in the fireplace. I had a good meal this time. It has been 3 months on this island. I have not seen anyone else but me. By the 6th month, something strange happened one night. There was a knock on the door. I had opened the door to see it was a woman. She had looked like she was in her early 20s. And for my age, I was 28 years old now. She had fainted in me at the door on him. I had to bring her into the house, place her on the bed, and clean up a bit. She had beautiful blonde hair. I could not see her eyes, yet they were shut. I tried to make her some broth, which was simple enough and would help her get her strength back. I placed my ear to her chest to make sure she was still breathing and had placed a piece of glass against her nose to make sure she was still with me. He wanted to make sure she was breathing. That's why he used the piece of glass. The next day it had rained so hard. I did a good job on the roof. No leaks. It had rained for several days and nights. She was still out, so she hasn't woken up yet. One night she had awakened and said, "Who are you?" I told her my name was Adam J. Lee. I had asked her what her name was, and she said she could not remember it, and she did not know how she had come to be where I was. She didn't have no clue. The next day, she was up making some food and cleaned up the place as well. When I got up, she had everything pretty. I did not have anything for her to wear except the clothes I had to wear. She makes something out of one of my shirts and pants. Oh yes, I can tell you her eyes were light blue as I had green eyes and dark brown hair. I did not see any rings on her fingers, and she could be single like me. It has been a few weeks since she been with me now. I was so incredibly happy for her company. Well, she would go with me hunting for food as well, and she was a real welcome sight to be with. I only had a pistol from the past war and not a lot of bullets for it either. I know how to make gunpowder, but I did not have the tools with me to make the bullets. I had to rely on making a bow and arrow for now. I decided I had decided she needed a name to be called. And she wanted to be called Eve. So Eve said she will go around looking for food for us, and I can build another room to the house just in case we have kids with each other. You think he's planning ahead? Because he said he thinks ahead too. We have not even messed around yet or kissed. For me, it has been 1 year on this island. For her, 6 months. She has been with me since she's been with me, Eve. Construction on the second room is almost done. I do not have any nails, so I'm using tree sap and glue the woods together. It has worked out just fine. Creative thinking. One afternoon, when I was not looking, Eve gave me a kiss. Wow, a long kiss it was. Soon after that, soon after that kiss, I had lifted her off the ground and I carried her into the bedroom. We both had a wonderful evening together. The love she had for me has developed, and I have fallen in love with my Eve as well. Oh. A month had passed. Eve said she was not feeling so good and started throwing up. Ooh. But this was normal. Her belly was getting swollen up as well. To me, she is pregnant in early stages. 6 months came and went so fast it was 9 months. And she called him in pain, Eve. I said, "What is wrong?" She felt baby is trying to come out now. I had no experience delivering a newborn. Now I must learn by doing it. I was lucky this time around. She had a baby boy with me. We are going to call the baby boy Joe. The first of many kids we'll have together as we grow older. Wow. They think ahead. At this point of time, I always wonder how Eve came to me at the front doorstep. It was a miracle, like God was listening to my prayers and to let Eve fall into my lap. From this point on, you have followed my story about Adam and Eve on the Mysterious Island. So you figured it out. Adam and Eve. There you go. I just did it a different way. I wrote it like he would have written it, like the country. So it might sound a little different, but hey. Thanks for enjoying the story with me. Hopefully you liked it. And if you do, comment right down below. Okay. And we will have another one of these once a week. I have a lot of books I've written. Stories, too. That one actually was written for this channel. You can't find it. I don't know why. But hey, this time you could see me saying it. Okay? But hey, thanks for watching. Bye for next time.